That's not the case for those who lost their homes in these gas explosions. The CEO of this gas company says his heart goes out to those who were displaced by all of this, especially to the family of the teen who was killed in this house explosion. John and Jackie, the fire chief tells me at least 4 buildings right here on Main Street have structural damage from this tornado, and 2 of those buildings are now being demolished. Even Patriots owner Robert Kraft came to pay his respects for the officer killed in the line of duty. It took too long for firefighters to get here to try to save this home since they were dealing with dozens of other fires during these gas explosions. Now in daylight, it's pretty hard to look at this damage, but this community is hoping to help this officer and his family who lost everything while helping others. The National Weather Service says they don't look at the amount of damage to really classify this as a tornado. They have to look at the wind pattern, and they could find that this was a tornado by looking at large trees like this uprooted all across town to see the direction they fell. But this barrier takes up about 30 parking spaces at this popular beach, and it's frustrating for some people visiting. Boston duck tours follow strict guidelines from the U.S. Coast Guard before they put any of their boats out here on the Charles River. Yeah, that's right, Mark and Vanessa. This officer tells me, though, the most important thing was his family made it out safely. You can see his home just burned to pieces while he was out helping others from these gas explosions.
Total chaos, you know. Fires and people screaming and crying.
Lawrence Officer Ivan Soto was busy making sure his community was safe as dozens of fires broke out from gas explosions Thursday. He saw his own home on Jefferson Street go up in flames, but once his family was safe, he went right back to work.
We didn't know how many more houses were going to blow up, and you know, I knew my family was okay, so as long as they were okay, I wanted to make sure everybody else's family was okay.
One of Soto's daughters was home from school when she heard the explosion and saw smoke filling their basement.
While I'm on the phone with her, she panicked because she felt the explosion.
Their daughter escaped the fire, but sadly, this family lost their 2 cats.
We lost everything material which could be replaced. We did lose our fur babies, which that's the hardest part.
While Officer Soto's house was burning to the ground, he was out trying to help other families. He was one of the first responders who tried to save the 18-year-old who was stuck under a chimney when this house exploded on Chickering Road.
We jumped on the car and we were trying to pull the chimney off the car. We just wanted to get it off of him, you know. We wanted to save him.
But it was too late. That teen died at the hospital. And Soto says while his family appreciates all the donations and support right now, he also hopes this community helps the family of the teen who died.
I just want to make sure that Leo's family is taken care of too, and people can donate.
Back out here live, you can see the devastation from this officer's home. Neighbors have already created a GoFundMe. They've already raised $30,000 for the Soto family, but Officer Soto tells me he plans on sharing a GoFundMe for the family of the victim who died last night. Live in Lawrence, I'm Litsa Pappas, Boston 25 News. Jackie, John, that's the biggest concern tonight, and Main Street is a totally different picture than it was this morning before that tornado ripped through here. You can see 2 buildings had to be torn down because they were no longer safe. Now what's left, just piles of debris. The storm was certainly something most people here have never seen before. Winds over 100 miles per hour ripped through Webster Saturday as a tornado tore through the town. Brittany and Devin Pierce took this video outside their balcony.
My wife is super brave, so she goes to take the video right there. She's hanging off the balcony with her phone. And I'm like, okay, time to come back in.
Pierce admits capturing this video was dangerous, but it shows just how strong the tornado was.
It's like putting your head out a car window on the highway. You can't even breathe. You just want to get out of it. It's that strong.
Businesses all down Main Street were torn apart, windows shattered and roofs collapsing with trees down and power out across town.
While we have some damage here, it could have been a lot worse. I think we're very lucky.
Luckily, no one was seriously hurt, but one woman suffered minor injuries when her car was crushed by a piece of roof that flew off a building while she was driving down Main Street.
So the roof of this first building came off and it landed on the second and third building, and part of it landed on top of her car.
Fire Chief Brian Hickey says at least 4 buildings have structural damage from the tornado, and they had to tear down 2 of them right away. Emergency crews spent all day cleaning up debris as they tried to make Main Street safe again for its residents. Dozens of them now without homes.
These are many instances of women and children and families that need Red Cross assistance and emergency services.
Anywhere from 30 to 50 people are now homeless after this tornado, and the lieutenant governor says MEMA will be here to assist those families, and they'll also reach out to FEMA to see if they can get some federal aid to help this community rebuild. Live in Webster, I'm Litsa Pappas, Boston 25 News. We've seen so many people overcome with emotion as they lay flowers here outside the Weymouth Police Department in honor of Officer Chesna, killed in the line of duty today.
This officer protected me. He didn't know me, but he protected me anyway, so I felt I should show some appreciation.
Appreciation and support poured into the Weymouth Police Department Sunday from early afternoon and into the night.
If I had more money, it would have bought more flowers.
All to show love for Officer Michael Chesna, killed in the line of duty Sunday morning. From children to senior citizens and even Patriots owner Robert Kraft.
Just terrible. Just, oh, sad. Sad. Heartbroken. Heartbroken for his 2 kids.
The support from this community began early Sunday with officers lining the streets for a salute to Officer Chesna as his body was transported from South Shore Hospital. An emotional procession stretching across several towns from Weymouth to Boston.
It was overwhelming, so yeah, it was overwhelming. It was very sad.
Weymouth Police Chief Richard Grimes says Officer Chesna was an Army veteran before he joined the police force. He now leaves behind 2 young children and a wife.
He was just a great family man. He was a great officer.
Now a black bunting drapes across the police station as a sign of mourning, only to draw this community closer together.
It's all just trying to help. They help our community, so now it's time for us to help them.
This community is also organizing a candlelight vigil tomorrow night at Weymouth High School. Tomorrow would have also been Officer Chesna's 6-year anniversary here at the Weymouth Police Department. Live in Weymouth, Litsa Pappas, Boston 25 News.